So Rushkoff, I'm going to just introduce myself because just for us to have a talk. It's open already, and I want to know how much time do we have?
I don't know.
They told me 30 minutes. I don't think it's more than enough. It's just 30 minutes. I think it's enough for you to be my fan.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I'd probably be a fan in 10.
Maybe 7,
Yeah.
right? What do you think?
I try to last.
Okay. Elevator pitch startups.
I know. Oh my
Okay.
God. Yeah.
So my name is Luciana. I'm Lu Bazanella. And I'm a huge fan that you already know. But what I wanted to introduce myself is just because I'm not that comfortable with the title Futures, but I do have a company. It's called White Rabbit, and we do future studies. And we use your books and Team Human podcast and the book. We featured and quote in a lot of reports, a lot of them.
Great.
We start a lot of reports. I think I might send you.
Happy futures then.
Yes.
Oh, White Rabbit futures, right? Go through the looking glass to the other side. That's what I've been saying lately, because things have gotten so serious.
Yes.
Right? And people want to know, what do we do? What do we do? And I've been looking at all the solutions, the technologies, or we go to government, or we go to this. And now that I've evaluated all of them, I think the most probable solution set is magic.
I agree. Let's go to this one, White Rabbit. Let's collapse into the rabbit hole and see what happens.
And just grab onto another quantum reality.
There's a phrase that says, those who don't believe in magic are going to be the last one to find them, to find the magic. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
I do believe in magic, and I do believe in laughing as well, community, joy.
Because we can do it. I think it's like a mind shift at this point.
Yes, I totally agree. Do you write, or do you have this idea of magic in some place where we can read?
Yeah, some, but not as explicitly as that, because magic is so disdained in our culture. Really, for 600 years, we've been repressing women, magic, and nature, right?
Exactly, and spirituality as well, right? Spirituality as nature.
Yeah. I mean, they're all sort of the same thing.
Exactly. I totally agree. But I always agree with you. I keep reading and say, yeah, I agree all the time.
That's what pulls me in directions. It's not coming from me. It's me getting sucked into.
It's like channeling.
Yeah.
Channeling.
I'm just writing, I'm just articulating what.
Yeah, I do believe that.
Yeah.
You do believe that?
Yeah.
Like there's a field of knowledge and you access that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so funny when I put my name on the book. It's like, well, yeah. At least I wrote it down.
And you feel, yeah.
But
there is this idea, right? That you were like able and willing to do it.
Yeah, but the word author.
Yeah, but you were there, right? Today I was preparing for this talk and I saw Douglas Rushkoff, one of the original cyberpunks. And I said, oh, I like that.
I do too.
Yes. And you are, right? You were there.
I was there.
You were there. Oh my God. Yeah. Guilty as charged.
I was there when Timothy Leary went on the web for the first time.
Yes,
and said, this is going to be as powerful as acid.
And did you believe it at the time or not?
I did, but it turned out to be as powerful, but we had the wrong, what Timothy Leary would call, we had the wrong set and setting. We started with a set and
the psychedelic revolution.
But we've been living on a psychedelic substrate, the internet, for 40 years with a set and setting of surveillance and control and paranoia, and now the whole world's having a bad trip.
The whole world is having a bad trip. This is for sure. Yes. Yes.
But that's why magic can flip it. So what do you do when someone's having a bad trip? Like, you don't try to change the world. You go, wait a minute. You kind of talk them through to the other side. Oh, I get it. You're afraid of this. You want to escape. How do we?
Perfect.
That's what I'm going to talk. I'll talk about that tonight. That's a good one.
Well, that's a good one. Are you going to talk tonight about your new book or what's?
They want me to talk about Team Human here.
Oh, okay. This one.
Humana. So I'm going to keep it to that. And then the theme of Fronteiras is supposed to be like chaos and something.
Imagination, I think,
Yeah, or
right?
control, or maybe chaos and disorientation, or navigation, or something.
Oh my
We'll talk
God.
about chaos a little bit, because
my
chaos
God.
is not what they think.
Oh,
Chaos is
they. Who are
pattern.
they?
People. People who use the word, they think chaos is like disorder, and we know chaos is actually
The
like a
movement.
fractal. Yeah, it's
Yes.
self-similar patterns. The ocean's not chaos; it's waves.
And it's intelligent, right?
Yeah.
It's the
Same
intelligence
with
of
women.
chaos.
Women are not chaos.
Yes.
There's intelligence.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? It's like people are like, "What is that?
What is that? What is happening? Oh my God. This is too much,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, but that's almost the history of the world in that.
Oh, in that
We're
phrase.
scared of this stuff.
Yes.
Women, nature, the moon.
Women, nature, the moon. Yes. All this stuff, magic, right?
Yeah.
So the reason I was introducing myself is not because I want you to be my fan, because I do, of course, you know
I am
that
already.
already.
It's
Oh,
already
okay. Yes, yes. Okay, but because at White Rabbit, one of the things that we like the most to do is to unite the Brazilian community, the innovators. So the people who recognize themselves as the creative economy, which is very vibrant here. And we are so thrilled that you're here for the first time. And we do have a community, a group. There's more than 3,000 people. And these people, we come together a lot in innovation festivals, right? And at White Rabbit, we do these reports for a lot of time right now, and we always feature your quotes on that and your books as well. And at the last South by Southwest, I don't know if you know that, but Brazil has the biggest delegation.
I know.
Right.
I did this talk, and maybe a third of the people.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone online to get a book afterwards.
Exactly. Perfect. Come to Brazil. Exactly. And
now
I want to tell you why this happened.
Yes, please.
Because that your talk resonated a lot in our community, a lot. So after South by Southwest, this year specifically, I think there's a whole zeitgeist, right, on what you were saying. And specifically, so the billionaire mindset, a lot of people resonated a lot. And I was there with a lot of Brazilians to do your celebration. To the end of the billionaire mindset. And one of the things that struck me the most, and a lot of people, it wasn't in your talk, is afterwards in the Q&A, somebody asked, I don't remember, something about the startup ecosystem. I don't remember the question. And then you said, first of all, it's not an ecosystem if people are willing to get out, to exit.
Right.
They're not working as a community. So this is not an ecosystem for. So this was with me a lot, and we talked a lot about that with these people. There are the ecosystem, the innovation ecosystem.
Right.
So I would like you to elaborate a little bit on that, because you talk a lot about communities. So what do you think is innovation ecosystem? What is what it takes to be an innovation ecosystem?
I mean, I think it takes a commitment to stay. You know,
And grow and together.
and to recirculate. You know, the current business model, which is based on capitalism, is you build the business in order to exit.
Exactly.
That's the object of the game, is to exit.
Exactly.
So you leave someone else. You build a company to sell the company. Where I like the idea that the product isn't the company itself, the product is the thing the company does. So then the object of the game is to pick something you like doing and then do that. You know, which is kind of cool. Rather than this generic thing. I mean, I understand, and it's fine for there to be a few people who what their expertise is helping people start their business and get the business to a sustainable place. So you like making pizzas, I'm a business expert, I will help you get a pizzeria so you can make pizzas all day, right? And then you're happy and you're making pizza and feeding people and it's just great, right? What I'm not gonna do is turn you into a business person who then makes pizzas until you're so successful now you have to own a chain of pizza restaurants and manage other people making pizza. Because that's not what, you're not a pizza manager, you're a pizza maker. You have your fingers in the dough. You know, so it's a matter of people finding that. And it's funny, the exit, I understand, I was thinking about my father, and he was raised in a very poor neighborhood. He was very poor.
Where?
In New York.
But New York. You were a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in a bad neighborhood where kids would beat him up. And he, when he was a young man, he said, I'm going to work hard and earn money so I can get out of this neighborhood and raise my kids somewhere better.
Okay, yes.
And that's beautiful, right? I understand.
Yes, me too, understand too.
We've internalized that logic as how to do well is you do well so you can get out and get to the next place, right? And where does that end up? It ends up with Elon Musk wanting to get to Mars, or Mark Zuckerberg wanting to get to the metaverse. You want to escape reality. So the idea of a creative ecosystem means this is great. We're in it. We're not striving for some utopia, some exit. We're not doing this in order for that to happen. We're doing this because this is great. And then things unfold naturally. It's like, I'm not saying people shouldn't be patient, but there's no ends justifies the means. There's no, we just want to get there, then we can be okay. We're going to sprint,
Yes, to what?
Right.
Then we have climate crisis.
Or
That's what you get.
Exactly. So it's really that. It's having a community of people that you want to stay with, you want to make it last. Again, it's like, and it's just hard in the West. It's like sing about sex. A lot of guys I know think that sex is about getting to come.
Yes. Like 99%?
Yeah. And you go and get there as fast as you can.
Yes.
Or whatever. And it's like, no. The good part is like all that other stuff. And then if you wait, then it's like everything changes. Then you wait again and everything changes again. All that tantra and the 7 waves of ecstasy, you reach all these crazy altered states and places. And that's what you get to do as a creative person. Can you tolerate continuing to do the thing you do? Can you tolerate getting better at what? Funny, I wrote a book in 2004. It was sarcastic, but it was a great business book called "Get Back in the Box."
That one I don't remember.
And it was the sarcastic subtitle: "How being great at what you do is great for business." Because nobody's competent. Everybody became like Jack Welch in General Electric, where he had that moment when he realized he made less money making and selling a washing machine than he did lending money to someone to buy the washing machine.
And here in Brazil is even worse because you do have millions of people that don't have bank accounts. So the speculation on money is even worse here. And I don't know, of course but I don't know if you understand like the particular environment of the media in Brazil. It's even worse because we do have a lot of people here that entered the internet like 2 years ago or this year, and they don't know the difference between, Facebook, a browser, or the internet. Or WhatsApp. So there's a lot of, they don't have like the media literacy. So this is worse here.
Those of us who were back around in the cyberpunk era, for us, the internet was a commons. It was a commons. And then just like in the 12th century or 13th century, the commons was enclosed. It was privatized.
Yes.
And then a kid rose up thinking that Facebook, a lot of whole countries think Facebook's the internet.
It's the internet, yes.
Yeah.
And talking about Brazil, one thing that I really want to know what you think about is about, we are discussing here with the Brazilian community about the global South-based innovation, because we have been, influenced, and we have been studied, we have a colonial approach in our education, right? So we tend to look up, it's not up, north is even up, right, in the colonial approach, and say, for example, for future studies, let's research the trends in the global north, right? And the internet was born there with you guys, right? A lot of...
Partly, or CERN in Europe, a little US.
Yeah, but when I mean global north, you guys at MIT and Europe.
Yeah.
And now, exactly, now we are understanding that we need to have, like, we do have, of course, thinkers and an ecosystem of innovation that are based in our problems here, especially because we do have the rainforest issue and all the clean energy that Brazil has the potential to be, right? And but we do have a lot of difficulties to recognize ourselves as an ecosystem,
right,
and to interact with people like you. And that's what I wanted to ask you.
Right.
What do you, as one of the most influential thinkers in the world, right? That's fancy,
Yeah.
and you are. How do you see the global south? It's your first time here. What would you like to exchange with the Brazilian community?
Number one is don't follow our example.
I love it.
Right? If you see it, look at the wealthiest people in the tech industry. Do you want to be like them? Think about Timothy Leary used to say, the way to evaluate whether you want to take a drug, look into the eyes of someone who's on that drug and decide if that's someplace you want to be.
Perfect.
Right? So really look at Zuckerberg, look at Musk, look at Thiel, look at Bezos and think, is that what you want? Is that the state of being that you aspire to? Do you want to have not just a yacht, but a second yacht that has to follow your yacht to service it because there's not enough room on your yacht for the helicopter and the gas and all the stuff you need? Do you want that? Is $50 billion enough? Or is 10 billion or 100 million? What do you want to go that way? Do you want to go in a direction where the winners have a need to escape from humanity itself?
Yes.
Or do you want to choose a different path? Now, when I look at Brazil, I have two main perceptions. The one was a negative one, which is the division of wealth here is as extreme or more so,
Yes.
even
more.
than the U.S. And we're getting there. We're getting
worse.
there. If you go to San Francisco now, you can see there'll be, Facebook's headquarters and a fence around it, and then a tent village of homeless people around
Yes.
there, and at Uber, and at Stanford. So you see it more and more. It's not just a few homeless. There's two cities co-located in the Bay Area. One is the ultra wealthy people working in the tech companies, and the rest are just utterly homeless, sad people. So I went. It's Porto Alegre doesn't have quite the same feeling, but when I went to Sao Paulo, it was like, wow, you're either behind the fence wearing Prada sneakers, or you're outside the fence. They don't even have food. And then I started to think, most of the food in the grocery store in the U.S. that I see says product of Brazil. Right? All this food comes from Brazil, yet there's like a third of the people here are going to bed hungry. And well, how does it? Then it just wait, why do they give us the food if they need the food? And I think, because of post-colonial debt and International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, that there's a whole game that was set and rigged to screw you guys over. So you're
Yes.
paying back debt by selling your food out, and then
Exactly.
your own babies are starving.
Exactly.
So, that was the bad part. The good part is that because, what's a nice way to say this? Because you didn't kill all of your indigenous people the way we
Yes.
did in the U.S. We didn't kill all of them, but
Yes. No, I totally understand what you're saying.
because you have a living
Community.
extant indigenous community, your vibe contains the thing that Americans are looking for. The wealthiest Americans are going to the rainforest and taking ayahuasca and reading New Age things and trying because they know they are desperately disconnected from reality. They're floating around like Mark Zuckerberg in the metaverse with nothing below the waist. Right? That's as if also no connection. They have no experience of the cyclical qualities of nature. They don't understand regenerative agriculture. They don't understand spirit. They don't understand home. They don't anything. So the fact that you have that, and that we got so far ahead that we showed the bad example, right? We showed what not to do, that you could do the other thing, that you could do a harmonious relationship with technology. You can retrieve the old instead of having what we had in America, which is a digital revolution. A digital revolution just put a new population into the billionaire class, but it's the same repressive billionaire class. You can have a renaissance. A renaissance is when you retrieve old ideas in a new context. And the old ideas that get retrieved are the ones that were repressed in the last Renaissance. So in the last Renaissance, in the real Renaissance, we repressed women, magic, indigenous people.
Yes,
we invented slavery, wage labor, central currency. We killed the peer-to-peer economy. We killed local agriculture. So what we do is we retrieve all those things. But you can retrieve them because you didn't kill them. You still have indigenous communities. You still have people who are doing the original complex style of agriculture that's sustainable. It doesn't extract all the value from the, or from the land. And you still have enough people who recognize, oh, we can't give the rainforest to McDonald's French fries or to, oil extraction, or we have to actually, this is the resource. We are the lungs of the planet. We are the last big
It's the last
region. You're the last one. So if you understand the unique value that you have, if you felt like it, you could hold the whole world hostage. You want to breathe? You want to breathe, motherfuckers? Talk to us. Pay up.
Come here. You want to breathe, motherfuckers?
Don't come here. You stay where you are.
Just stay there.
Air travels. So,
Here's your ticket, your carbon ticket.
Exactly.
Yes, it's true. And Brazilian people as well, the whole creative economy, like in arts, there's a renaissance right now happening. And one thing that I'm pretty sure we could stay here for a long time, but we do have just 10 minutes left. So I want to ask you two more things, which is exactly what you were saying. And I'm going to quote myself.
Please. Who better to quote?
Who better?
It's
maybe Douglas Rushkoff, right?
But
yes. Yes. Oh my God.
Go meta. You quote yourself.
No, I'm going meta right now because I'm going to quote myself talking about you. Oh my God.
You've got meta. You've run rings around me logically.
Woo! So a lot of dimensions because
it's a spell. If you
it is. I'm a witch.
Of course, I know.
Brujas. Existing las brujas. When I talk about your quote in our talk, I say two things. One thing is that I connect you with an indigenous leader, and I thought it was so rare that Gustavo also said that in your podcast, because you talk about a lot of apocalypse fantasies, right? As the billionaires, they have this fetish. And Ailton Krenak, which is one of our most influential indigenous leaders, he says that all the time. That especially white people, they have this fetish of the apocalypse and then write it down on a lot of science fiction. And we do have we are kind of wishing that because it's the only thing that we can hope for, right? Like Mad Max future. But this is something that is white people problems. And then he says, my people don't have this fetish. And here we do have also the diaspora of black people. They say, we don't have this fetish as well. This apocalypse thing, this is with you guys. It's exactly what you're saying. So do you see yourself collaborating with indigenous thinkers? There's a lot of voices rising right now in Brazil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would love to actively collaborate more with indigenous thinkers, but I don't want to poison them either, because I'd rather platform them than dilute them. But the few times, it's funny, in the 90s, I got to go to New Zealand to do this conference about storytelling. And I was like the digital kid at that point, talking about,
Which year?
it was like, I don't know, 96, 97.
Oh my
It was
God.
way back. And I was on this stage, and they had invited most of the audience, or half the audience were Maori,
Oh.
from New Zealand, the indigenous people of New Zealand. So they were there talking about their kind of storytelling and all. And I was explaining about digital technology, that I was a theater person, but now I was interested in interactive technology. And I showed the proscenium. And I talked about the proscenium, and that in digital technology, you break the fourth wall. And I said,
Perfect.
like, watch what happens as I move my hand through the proscenium. Look at the feeling. And I pushed my hand through the proscenium, and all the fire alarms went off in the building.
Oh.
Like, man, the lights started flashing. We had to leave the building. And the Maori came up to me, and they were like, you did it. You did it. You did it.
What?
That I made, because I said, watch what happens. And
You
I
touched
didn't
them.
mean, I meant watch the change in the ambience, but they did it. Of course they did. I had a room filled of magical people.
It's magic.
Right, changing the reality, acknowledging the thing that happened. And I went, oh, the indigenous thing is not this idea or subtle thing that I've been thinking of it. It's fucking hits you on the top of
Yes.
the head.
It's
like,
strong. It's powerful.
Right.
You have no choice.
right, right.
And that is the rainforest. You should go.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It's like, that's the
cannot
thing.
escape. You're like, what?
Right.
This is life. And it talks to you. It's amazing. It's magic.
I know, but it's, you think, oh, I gotta really listen. I gotta
No, yes. You think, okay, flowers. No, you
Right.
kind of.
So that, I didn't realize
Makes
how
sense.
obvious it is. And then I made friends with the great guy, Tyson Yunkaporta. I don't know if you know him.
No.
He's written brilliant books on, he's an indigenous scholar and an indigenous Australian. And he's become kind of like a thought and heart brother for me. Because he, this book, one of the themes of the Team Human book is find the others. And he's like, Doug, you have to expand your understanding of the others. The others is not the other people. The others is all the other beings, all the other animals, all the
Cultures.
things. It's like,
And world visions. Right.
yeah. So
Perfect.
he really helped. He helped me be more, open to other ways of understanding.
It's very stupid, annoying. The pessimistic is so boring, right? You don't want to be around a pessimistic person. I want to be somebody that is who is realistic but hopeful, right? I have hope. And in the talk, I always say, I think you are Douglas. Doug, can I call you Doug?
Sure.
So Doug, I think you are, I see that in your books. You're very down to earth. You say, you don't, how can I say passar o pano? Como fala? You say things that like they are, right? You're very realistic,
Yeah.
right? And very tough as well. But you are optimistic at the end, right? You have hope. You propose solutions as communities. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, well, I'm not apocalyptic like the Americans, I don't have that that need for an ending. The wealthy, the reason they're apocalyptic is so they have an excuse to build the bunkers and the escapes. They just want a little house to be away from everybody else. They want to go to Mars. Elon, you could go to Mars without the world dying. You just go. It's fine. Get gesund, as my grandma would say in Yiddish. It's just go. Go in good health. But I wouldn't say it's not that it's hopeful. The reason I'm not optimistic or pessimistic is because I'm not looking at the future. I'm trying to be in the moment that we're in now. So I was saying in the end of the book after this, when I'm talking about social change and all the people with their goals, I'm like, fine, it's good to have your goals, but you have to do it in the moment. If you're not doing it in the moment, you're not really doing it. You can't do something, I'm doing this so that this other good thing will happen. No. Right now, are you being kind? Are you sharing? Are you, and that's where it happens. So the reason why I have hope is I have hope in the moment, right? Look what's happening right now between us, right? Right now.
Yes.
How could the world...
Hope in the moment.
Right. And it's like, are we the orchestra playing on the Titanic as it goes down? Maybe, right? Maybe we are.
Maybe.
But
Yes.
if the Titanic is going down, what more beautiful thing is there than for us to play music
Or make magic.
or make magic. Right.
Right. So you are. Douglas Rushkoff é realista esperançoso. So, first to finish, can you say a word for the Brazilian people?
Hi, Brazil.
For your Brazilian fans.
Hi, Brazilian people. Thank you. Gosh, thanks for even caring what I have to say. I'm really just trying to serve us, you know, and if something I'm saying helps articulate something that you're feeling, then I've done my job. But I'm not saying anything. I'm just reflecting back to you, you know, the spirit and the logic you've already come to.
Amazing. Can you say something about, you were talking like as egoistic, selfish. You were saying at the beginning about the Alice in Wonderland, the Follow the White Rabbit.
Yeah.
What sparks that to you? Because it was so important, right, for Leary and at the beginning. And that's why we called our company White Rabbit.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
yeah, go ask Alice, right? You know, she's a fan of the fungus,
Yes.
you know, and she understands, you know, one pill makes you larger, the other one makes you small, that it's all this relative, that the world, you know, it's like Gulliver's Travels. The world could look giant and the world could look tiny, and it's all has to do with your perspective. You have the power, you know, in you to flip the whole thing. The white rabbit, the reason you follow the white rabbit is because you want to go down the hole. You want to realize that this is just one possibility. There's an infinitely wide assortment of possibilities, and each one of them is accessible, right? You can call them quantum fields and quantum differences and all that, but possibility is the power of the creative. Technologists, they're looking for probability. That's what AIs do, probability, probability. Probability is the narrowing of possible realities into the most probable one. The reason you follow the white rabbit and go down the hole is because you want possibility.
You want to open. You go into the rabbit hole to open. Right. Thank you so much. Let's just show the books.
Oh,
Let's just show the books.
Either one is the equivalent. This one.
And maybe have a take of you signing.
Sure.
One of them is for me. Please. Oh. Okay. Okay, sim, põe tudo para filmar, para ver. One of them, and one of this one we are going to, I don't know, put it on a contest or something, right, Karina? Like, put it on an NFT and sell for $1 million, maybe.
I'll give you your NFT. I got your NFT right here.
Or maybe a little dance, right? Can you show us some moves that I can sell for $1 million?
Really?
Of course.
Oh my God.
I do have my contacts.
I got my moves, but we
No,
can't
no,
put them on
you
video.
do have more billionaire friends than I. But I think you just burned your ticket with the billionaires, right?
You would think, but you know.
No, they love it.
Masochists. Thank you, sir. May I please have another? I'm like an intellectual dominatrix.
Yes, you are.
It's a good gig.
You could do a whole stand-up saying, I'm an intellectual dominatrix. And then you tell what you do with them.
Yeah,
Yes, you tell them how bad they are.
that's what I do.
Yes, you're so bad. You're so bad. Say you're sorry. No, they don't say it, right?
No,
But that's the
they
problem. Amazing. I love it. Okay.
Thank you, my darling.
It's-
We get to kiss?
Yes, of course.
Was it on camera? Was it documented?
Yes,
Okay,
I
good.
think so.
Okay.
Please document
Was our kiss
it.
documented?
Let's dance. Please document it. Oh my God. With the microphone over here, see?
You got a flashlight on this mic?
No,
Oh, no.
I don't think so. I don't know.